discouraged when the future is not bright.
And don't be discouraged when nothing turns out right. Don't be discouraged when things look bad at first. No, don't be discouraged. It's bound to get worse. That's your part if you want to sing. Well, your pipes seem to leak a lot. Your plumber's name is Ray. Your wife seems to call him over whenever you're away. Your kid pulled off her braces. Now she wants a new tattoo. Your in-laws, they just sold their house and they're moving in with you. And you say, don't be discouraged when the future is not bright. And don't be discouraged when nothing turns out right. Don't be discouraged if things look bad at first. No, don't be discouraged. It's bound to get worse. Well, they're cutting back your hours at work. There's rumors going round. Everything keeps going up, while yours keep going down. You're angry at the government. You voted to let them know. Turns out it was all a trick, some kind of Russian TV show. And you say, don't be discouraged when the future is not bright. And don't be discouraged when nothing turns out right. Don't be discouraged if things look bad at first. No, don't be discouraged. It's bound to get worse. Well, you saved up for that vacation to go off to Italy. You ended up at Six Flags Park with your plumber's family. And folks ask,
how's it going, Pete?
I always say it's just fine. Well, two can live as cheaply as one for about half the time. Two can live as cheaply as one for about half the time. Saying, don't be discouraged when the future is not bright. And don't be discouraged when nothing turns out right. Don't be discouraged if things look bad at first. No, don't be discouraged. It's bound to get worse. Don't be discouraged. It's bound to get worse. Thanks. So I want to thank Mark and the New Music Alliance and Howard for doing the sound and the other people behind the scenes. This is quite an amazing place, and also the other musicians that have been here are pretty amazing. Very great stuff. So this is the song that was inducted into the Essential Songbook for Western New England, and it's on my first album, which I have. We have a lot of us have. I don't know if a lot of us, but we have some copies out in the lobby if you want it. But this song was my most widely played song. Because it was on Car Talk. I don't know if you remember that radio show. And for a while it was even their music on hold. They included it on a compilation album. So it's kind of based loosely on, not very loosely, but it's based on I Ride in Old Paint. I drive an old Peugeot, but I can't speak French. I carry jumper cables, I carry a wrench. It skips when it's raining, and it stalls when it's dry, and the damn thing blew up on the 4th of July. Whippy-tie, parlez-vous français. Whippy-tie, oh, would you fix my Peugeot? I bought a new engine, I bought a new clutch, and another $1,000. Didn't buy much. I went to my mechanic, and he shed not a tear. He says, you and that Peugeot, just get out of here. Whippy-tie, parlez-vous français? Whippy-tie, oh, would you fix my Peugeot? Well, it coughs and it wheezes as we drive down the street, and something keeps dripping on the top of my feet. We're going on vacation. If I have some luck, my Peugeot will follow. I'll drive a tow truck. Whippy-tie, parlez-vous français? Whippy-tie, oh, would you fix my Peugeot? Whippy-tie, I'll call the AAA. Whippy-tie, oh, would you fix my Peugeot? Thanks. Thanks a lot. So I live, I'm trying to sell my house in Hampden, Massachusetts, which is kind of near the Connecticut border. And then Sue and I, this is our name in case, I don't know if anybody figured it out, but she's Sue, I'm Peter, that's why we're Soupeater. So we also have a YouTube thing that we do every Friday, where we sample a soup and sing a song. So if you
Soup and a song.
yeah, so if you look for Soupeater music on YouTube,
It's kind of funny.
it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a train wreck, but you know we kind of leave the bloopers in.
We usually make the soup.
You know yesterday's.
It's not.
Tomorrow's is soup from Panera because
Yeah.
it's daylight savings time. We're
We
losing
didn't
time.
ran out of time.
Okay. So anyway, this is
Lost an hour.
the first song, "Don't Be Discouraged," is the title song of my newest album from a year or two ago, and this is another song from that album. I used to think about my bucket list. Was the glass half empty? Or was the glass just too damn big? I woke up each morning, you were smiling at me. When I looked into your eyes, you were all I need. After every rainstorm, after that hurricane, after it snows like hell, the sun always comes out again. Things are what they were, they will be what they are. People said we were going places, and we did, just not far. So far, so good, I'm doing okay, I'm feeling pretty good. Can't complain, knock on wood, so far, so good. I was 50, things were a little iffy. Once I turned 60, I just said, what the hell? I wish you were with me. I wish you were near. I wish we could show you that we're doing okay right here. So far, so good, doing okay, feeling pretty good. Can't complain, knock on wood. So far, so good. So far, so good, doing okay, feeling pretty good. Can't complain, knock on wood. So far, so good. So it's, a number of years ago, my late wife and I had art studios here in Holyoke, down by the canals, and she was an artist and I was a graphic designer. So we would come up from Hampden up here to work. Did a lot of work in Holyoke, actually. So this is a song that I wrote. Actually wrote it when I lived out in Colorado, about the town of Aurora near Denver. And then when I moved here, I thought, well, it's a shame to waste that song because I've moved. So I rewrote it, and I rewrote it for the little town next to me in East Longmeadow.
So if we move again, we'll have to change it
Yeah,
again?
yeah, we can change it again. Well, we all live in East Longmeadow, and we live in a house just like all the others. Water my lawn till it's green. My wife has a garden, she grows beans, and we all live in East Longmeadow. Well, I drive every day down to Hartford. I got me a job in a skyscraper. I wear a jacket, I wear a tie, I sell insurance, I'm a nice guy, so we can live in East Longmeadow. I just bought an American car, it's a station wagon with fake wood vinyl on the sides, gets 10 miles to the gallon, so we can get around East Longmeadow. And we all live in East Longmeadow, and we live in a house just like all the others. Water my lawn till it's green. My wife has a garden, she grows beans, and we all live in East Longmeadow. Well, I've got 2 great kids. No, I'm not bragging. I keep them in the back of my station wagon. They get up in the morning, they go to school. One's below average, the other's a fool, but we all live in East Longmeadow. And we all live in East Longmeadow. And we live in a house just like all the others. Water my lawn till it's green. My wife has a garden, she grows beans, and we all live in East Longmeadow. Well, I drove home one night to my house. I said good evening to my spouse. Have my dinner, started to watch TV. I noticed everybody all staring at me. It was the wrong house in East Longmeadow. And we all live in East Longmeadow. And we live in a house just like all the others. Water my lawn till it's green. My wife has a garden, she grows beans. And we all live in East Longmeadow. East Longmeadow, Massachusetts, USA. Thanks a lot. So I think for my last song, I want to get the hook. So in the town that I live in, Hampden, we had a little convenience store down the street from us, Cumberland Farms, and I used to walk down there and buy milk and ice cream and stuff like that. And I noticed this couple working there. And so I wrote this, whenever they were there, whenever he was working, his girlfriend was there, keeping him company, but she was dressed up like it was a date. And so they were there all the time, so I, being that I'm a songwriter, I gave them names and wrote a story about them. Well, Billy worked on Main Street at the little store. He just bought a little truck, it was a 4x4. Monday on his day off, he was driving down the street. He was getting hungry for something good to eat. For lunch he bought a Slurpee, he bought a Hostess pie. Then he saw her working there, was love at first sight. Heather was a pretty gal, she was tall, she was slim. He smiled at her, she smiled at him, he smiled right back again. It's a marriage of convenience, it's a marriage made in heaven. Billy works at the Cumberland Farms and Heather at the 7-Eleven. That's your part. A Hostess pie almost every day. 4 or 5 weeks later, he finally asked her on a date. They said they might get married. They never reached second base. But Heather always kept a few condoms just in case. They kept each other company most days of the week. Billy bought each other company most days of the week. Billy kept an eye on Heather, and she kept Billy on a short leash. Then one night at Billy's store while he was stocking shelves, Heather was off in the corner reading Cosmo to herself. It's a marriage of convenience. It's a marriage made in heaven. Billy works at the Cumberland Farms and Heather at the 7-Eleven. Well, a big old rusty car pulled up. It had one headlight out. A guy came in, he walked around, he was checking Heather out. He walked up to Billy. He pulled out a gun. Well, Heather knocked him out with a frozen burrito and a sack of hot dog buns. They vowed right then and there they'd never be apart. They had their wedding party in the 7-Eleven parking lot. All the guests had Slurpees, we all had Hostess pies. And one and all we offer this toast to the groom and his new bride. It's a marriage of convenience, a marriage made in heaven. Billy works at the Cumberland Farms and Heather at the 7-Eleven. Well, Billy and Heather, they run a little store. Heather had that burrito bronzed. It's hanging by the door. You stop in to see them, tell them I stopped by, and pick up a gallon of milk and a Hostess pie. It's a marriage of convenience. It's a marriage made in heaven. Billy works at the Cumberland Farms and Heather at the 7-Eleven. Billy works at the Cumberland Farms and Heather at the 7-Eleven. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks, everybody at the New Music Alliance.